I think Kevin Ward's having a big game as well, Ray. He's really taking the Kiwi front row on. He's carrying on the form from Australia, isn't he?
Hanley salvages the ball for Great Britain. Gregory. Well caught. The Kiwis up on them very quickly indeed. Midway 22 and halfway line in the Kiwis territory. Powell just dropping it. I think he's regained it. We're going to come back for a knock on. Yes, we are.
Yes, very difficult conditions out there. We've seen 2 drop balls already in the second half. But Great Britain playing the right tactics there. Andy Gregory kicking it downfield and keeping New Zealand in their own half.
And that's the first strike against the head, I think, Tony. A valuable one.
First one of the game. A little bit of dispute there between Gary Freeman and Ellery Hanley.
Again, the penalty for holding down on the tackle. The referees warned them in the first half and they persist with it. Lack of discipline, that is, and chance here for Paul Lachlan.
And we've got Lachlan back kicking. Now, I thought that Lachlan may have decided not to and lost his confidence. That's what it was for, I think, as much as holding him down.
That's right, look, there's either swinging arm hit in there by Gary.
A lot of pressure on young Paul Lachlan here. Great Britain missed the first of the 3 kicks, and this, in fact, possibly the furthest kick for Great Britain. The 3 ones, the easy ones, the 6 points really gone begging here. Lachlan will really be needing this one to restore his confidence.
I wonder if Mel Riley at half-time has told them to return to Lachlan kicking instead of Stevenson.
I think he may have done, because Lachlan is the regular kicker.
A few problems with the breeze, which comes and goes here. But Beardmore's going to lie down and hold the ball for him. Lachlan with the deliberate steps back. 6'3" and 14.5 stone, this fellow. And an excellent kicker. That's a little more like what he wants, I'm sure. So the gap closes to 2. As we said earlier, a draw will not bother Great Britain at all. That would give them a place in the final. New Zealand needs a win.
I think we'll see the big kick after a couple of drives here by Great Britain to put New Zealand back under pressure.
These conditions in this match remind me of the last match in the World Cup 3 years ago when Lee Crooks equalised from the touchline, and certainly we may be getting that by the end, Gary.
That's right.
The Battle of Elland Road. Lachlan with the kick through. And Mercer having a little bother with the turf. Pick through. Dale Williams going back for it. Hero picks it up.
I think, again, Tony, I think tactically it's a bad thing to be kicking through at the play of the ball here, because all that you're doing when it does go loose is giving the other 6 tackles away.
The all-important possession in conditions like this.
You might as well just let New Zealand have it, let them play the ball here and just tackle them.
Well, perhaps we could toss a coin for possession. Kiwi's not as anxious to run in this last couple of moments.
They're standing a bit flat at the moment, but this is what they need, a good kick, but then again, that was a bad kick. Put themselves under pressure again.
I think you've got to appreciate the conditions now facing the Kiwis. That rain really is powerful.
Just gone off the boil a little, the Kiwis. Needing to bring the enthusiasm level up a bit. A couple of big spot tackles or a couple of breaks will do it for them as Mark Graham wrestles Powell to the ground. Gregory. Good pass. Hume and Gregory. Gregory running off Hume. Battle of the Giants there. Kevin Ward and 80 Shelford. Great tussle they've had today. Little chip through from Gregory. It's gone too far.
Still good play by Great Britain there. They're keeping the Kiwis pinned down their own 22, and that's what you need, little grubber kicks like that. But they've still got them in their 22, you see, so they're keeping the pressure on. Mark Graham injured. Looks like he's just getting a re-strap from Glenn Gallagher, the physio. Shelford. So they'll need to retain possession now for a moment or two, the Kiwis. And make solid rather than spectacular progress. Sam Stewart. Almost up to the halfway line now, the Kiwis. Not a bad kick through for Ford. Ford looking to run away. But Shane Cooper was up there quickly. He'll tackle all day, Shane Cooper. There's a fair amount of banter going on there between Martin Offiah and Gary Freeman. Freeman's really having a battle of words with most of the people he tackles, I think.
I think this boy, Freeman, he tries to psych out one or two of his opponents, doesn't he? And he's probably picked on Martin there. He's an ex-rugby union recruit. He's only been in the game 12 months, and he may not be used to it.
Backwards. As the attempt to tackle Darryl Williams didn't pay off. Gary Mercer.
That's the sort of running the Kiwis have to do. Gary Mercer, they're running straight into a gap. Let's start doing that. They're queuing up now, though, the Kiwis.
They suddenly come alive again as Aidy Shelford runs it up. Graham back in. That is characteristic of his game, the little slip passes. That didn't pay off that time. So Hanley comes up with it. And Great Britain in possession now. Gregory to Hume. Hume well held. And Mark Graham, and the way he wraps his arms around their shoulders, prevent the ball being thrown away. He's probably one of the world's most accomplished players. Aidy Shelford with a similar style of tackling.
Gee whiz, that was a big hit, wasn't it? Adrian Shelford, he just flattened the Great Britain player there. I think he's winded.
Well, I don't know about you, Ray, but I certainly wouldn't want to run into him.
Well, certainly not, and Hugh Waddell is down there. That really was a pile driver. And I think one of the problems here, and I think maybe we're a little bit critical of these forwards, the conditions underfoot are very, very difficult to get yourself running and come from any distance.
As a result, we're not seeing too many people running onto the ball. Lots of attempts to create things, but the opportunity's not being presented. Stevenson.
I think we need a lot more running, actually, from the acting half-back position to bring in these New Zealand forwards. They are lying out wide.
They seem to go in fits and starts as that is too deep again. On those occasions when they do start to run and run off each other, they really look as if they're going to gain ground every time they touch the ball.
That's right. Here's the tackle made by Adrian Shelford here. Look at this. Bang. What a tackle. Perfectly good tackle, that too.
Well, legal anyway. Mercer. Shelford again. Ward tries to hit him back and it didn't work. The pass goes astray, but it was knocked forward. That was Kevin Ward trying to repay the compliment, and it didn't really work. He just bounced off.
No, it didn't quite come up, but I think there'll be plenty more tackles like that.
Great Britain ball. Ford up there, Lachlan. Earall still tackling well.
He's a fiery little player, isn't he, Gary Freeman? He's always in amongst everything.
It's amazing. He really is trying to psych them all out. Gregory, who to some extent has been nullified in this game. They knew they had to. Well, the tackler's getting up very, very quickly.
Shane Cooper doing a lot of good work there, Tony, from the second man of the acting half-back, coming up on the right-hand side there and cutting down Britain's options.
Britton out wide with Lachlan. Has he got the support? Ball lost and Mercer comes up with it, so the Kiwis in possession. Really, it's the luck of the draw in so many of these cases. The pass is going astray and the ball being lost in tackles as Bell runs it. Mercer had an excellent season with Bradford Northern, Gary Mercer. Not as much has been heard of him as those with the glamour clubs like Wigan. He got hurt in that. Shelford.
It's very debatable to see who the advantage will be with. You know, Great Britain should be very, very fit after a tour, but coming to the end of a long, hard, grueling tour, New Zealand playing really a one-off test match. It'll be interesting the last 10 minutes.
Will be intriguing, Ray. I think there aren't too many question marks over the fitness of this Kiwi side, but as you say, the touring side should theoretically have the advantage. Ford trying to slip away from the tacklers, but Clayton Friend is determined. And along with Freeman, pulls him down. So Great Britain back near their 22-metre line.
It's the first time we've seen Henderson Hill touch the ball today.
Certainly hasn't had much to do with the game, has he? And again, the kicking tactic. Darryl Williams in position. Can't quite hold it, but it hasn't gone forward.
A big long raking kicks by Paul Lachlan there. That's exactly what Great Britain need. Okay, he's kicking it straight to the fullback, but still he's keeping the Kiwis down their own half.
Kevin Iro once again being contained. I think Great Britain have done a superb job of containing the centres today. Neither Dean Bell nor Kevin Iro has really been given any space at all. And it has to be a very, very clever defensive side that can contain two centres of that quality. Friend chips over. Cooper chasing it through. Ford's there. And Friend has him. Good tackling. Clayton Friend and his cousin Dean Bell.
These two half-backs, Freeman and Clayton Friend, are like little terriers snapping around at the ankles of these Great Britain prop forwards. They're doing a grand job in midfield for New Zealand.
Both of them super tacklers as well as being attacking footballers of great talent. And the Kiwi crowd love that. The kick again from Lachlan. And once again, straight to Darryl Williams. Williams gets the pass up to Iro. Iro down the sideline. That's his forte, but he's forced out.
So situations that Kevin Iro usually scores tries, but he just got pulled back by his shirt there.
Really has been a story of this game, though. They've done a tremendous job, Great Britain, in containing both Bell and Iro. Darryl Williams up to make the tackle with Freeman. Freeman has got through a tremendous amount of work since he came on the paddock. As Ray French said, he and Clayton Friend just at them and at them. Bad ball and knocked on. A fire picks it up, but they'll come back. Referee waiting to see if any advantage accrued, but it didn't, so they're coming back.
Yeah, Martin O'Fire there threw the ball to the ground, and I think he realised that that could have been a scoring opportunity for a player of his pace.
That's right, it looked as though he was in the clear there, wasn't it? But Andy Gregory was running with the ball here for the first time, I think, in the second half, and I think he has to do this more to try and dictate play.
And I noticed the man about to tackle him, shaping up to him, was Wayne Wallace again. What a tremendous job he's done in defence today. A couple of try-saving tackles. Freeman. I notice Ward trying to keep Freeman away from Andy Gregory there. The two of them have had a fair amount of banter going on. He obviously thinks that discretion's a better part of valour, and it might be a good idea to keep the two of them apart where possible. It's Mark Graham. Looks like a recurrence of the same minor injury he had a little earlier on. Let's just have a look again at it and see if we can detect where it came that time. Certainly knees and ankles are are going to be suspect today in these conditions. Well, it could have been any one of a number of movements there. A little hard to see.
He might have just caught a boot on his knee by one of those players that came over the top of him there.
He might be right. Might have been just a knock. Certainly they would not want to lose Mark Graham.
The way this game's shaping up, you know, Tony, I think this is going to be solved by one break. It's going to be one try, I think, at some stage in this match. One loose ball, somebody pouncing on it, because there looks absolute stalemate out there.
There's really nothing between them, is it? It's an excellent match. Gregory with Friend right on his tail. Oh,
The two little men.
a couple in combat.
That's worried me a little bit about the Great Britain play in the last 5 or 6 minutes. The acting half-back has looked for support. It hasn't been there.
They do seem to be tiring just a little, apart from little fellas like Andy Gregory.
Yeah, just showed there, that there wasn't any support with him.
Almost midway through the second half now. Still 12-8. Sorry, 12-10.
Yes, New Zealand caught inside the 5 metres there, and now they've put themselves really under pressure. They have to withstand this Great Britain onslaught.
Here's a test of tackling now. Let's see how well the defence can hold. Ward trying to step through.
This is the best part of the pitch as well there, Tony. It's the part that's not been cut up.
It's a place where there is a little bit of grip underfoot. Gregory keeping his hands free. Sam Stewart once again the tackler. Very high tackle count for Sam Stewart. Hanley looked to put the kick through, decided not to. Mark Graham pulls him down, along with Freeman. Beermore. Oh, excellent tackle from Mark Graham, but he slipped the pass away. And now just 3 metres short, Beermore. Can Great Britain do here? This is the test. And the fire finally puts it out.
Yes, Great Britain trying everything there to try and split the New Zealand defence, but the defence is pretty good. Sammy Stewart made a good try-saving tackle just in front of his post there.
He's been getting through a tremendous number of tackles, Sam Stewart. Oh, this is great running from forward. Almost in a gap there.
Good fullback tackle by Darryl Williams, marking his man.
Williams up very quickly. Hanley.
This is good sustained play by Great Britain and good hooking from Kevin Beardmore. He's trotting that ball out of the scrums now and putting the pressure on the Kiwis.
And good tackling so far from the Kiwi side. They've held well. Great Britain no further ahead. Certainly probing every which way.
Oh, he's through.
Well,
Great
it's close to gone. Clayton Friend making the tackle. Gregory. Dummy still gets the pass back, the slip pass. Going to no one, but Gregory's there. He gets it back. Waddell caught. Oh, picked up. As Gary Freeman tackled Waddell, the ball came free and Hero picked it up, so a let off for the Kiwis. Mercer.
Yes, there's a lot of pressure on the Kiwis there, and they kept them out well. Great Britain was throwing the ball around, and but they kept them out.
So the Kiwis on their 22 now, trying to run it out. Dean Bell. Williams with the big kick. Gill traps it with his foot. Running it back now. Probably anxious to do something in this game. He's hardly been seen with ball.
See, little Andy Gregory there lost. No one coming up, no one got back. A tackle wasted.
think a lot of the forwards will be getting heavy legs now. It's been a really 100-mile-per-hour game, and they're slowing down a bit.
Darryl Williams. Shane Hoddle.
Just needs one break, I think, Tony. Just one break by either side, and I think it'll clinch the game.
I think a look at Shane Hoddle's jersey tells you he hasn't had a great deal to do in the second half either.
But it's still New Zealand with that vital 2 points, Tony, isn't it? What, 12-10, 20 minutes to go.
Something's got to give. Absolute stalemate now for nearly 10 minutes. Gill again. Freeman up there, slipped away from him, and now there's four of them. Four tacklers making sure.
Oh, good ball. Good play, Great Britain.
Hanley in the clear. This is better running from Great Britain, and Lachlan. Afire can't pick it up again, and Afire is having the same problems as Kevin Ito's been having for New Zealand.
It was a very ambitious pass, but it was worth the pass because it could have been a try-scoring pass. Luckily, Great Britain got it back.
Gregory. Great Britain player down. I think it was Paul Lachlan. Stevenson chips it through, and it's out. I think he was taken late too.
There are some very tired men on there, Tony. Just look at them walking to that scrum. They're taking a breather, they're taking the time. This is really sapping them now.
It's been that sort of game, isn't it? An absolute stalemate. No breaks being made, everything being covered. It really is energy sapping. There is nothing to elate the players. I think a try would make the world of difference to either side at the moment. In terms of reviving the sapped energy, as Gregory has found very, very quickly on Friend. Freeman running straight into Beermore. I think that tackle hurt too. Shelford. And a huge hit on Shelford from Kevin Ward.
They've had a titanic battle today, haven't they? Kevin Ward and Nugent Shelford.
Battle of the Giants. Well, the Kiwis doing everything right in terms of linking, but the cover from both sides just so good. See if we can get a look at that. It's Freeman. Just having a look at it again. The pass from Friend to Freeman. Wow, it's a little hard to tell. It could have been several things within that. A hard head-on tackle.
I think a lot of these injuries now could be due to the tiredness and to the cold, Tony. I think this is what's happening to a lot of these players.
Gary Freeman just breathing a little heavily there. And the kick to relieve a little pressure. Waiting to be put onside as Ford picks it up. A fire. Tackled by Stewart.
Yeah, the pressure is really on both defences now, isn't it? One slip and could be 4-6 points. Both defences have to...
I think, Ray, it's a credit to both sides just how tight the defence has been.
Oh, it certainly is. We've seen some tremendous tackling, and we've seen some very fair tackling. Good shoulder tackling, good cover tackling around the legs, and it's been a credit to the game.
Yeah, that one slip might cost the team, the World Cup final. So it's going to be very, very important this last 15 minutes.
Loose ball. Hero trying to dive on it. Ford came up with it.
We talk about slips, Gary, and I hate to bring it back, but I keep thinking of those three kicks at goal in the opening 10-15 minutes that Great Britain had.
Yes, Paul Lachlan would be very disappointed he missed those kicks, especially 2 of them were within his range, and the way he's been kicking on tour, he'll be kicking himself only.
And the little niggling injury is starting to come thick and fast now. A lot of these players obviously feeling the chill out there.
Interesting to see Paul Lachlan there and David Hume jumping up and down, shaking their arms. The chill, the cold is really getting in there, and that's when you start to pick up these little injuries.
Even on a mildly cold day in Christchurch, this ground in particular seems to provide a funnel for a cold easterly or southerly wind. Obviously, several of the players really starting to feel that, along with the wet clothing, which is not helping either their fitness or agility. A nice snaffle from Wayne Wallace, but he's on the wrong side.
Well, Wayne Wallace must be a contortionist if he can be hooker and suddenly take the ball up at the loose forward street for Great Britain. Either that or Houdini.
Lachlan for the line.
Pressure is really on the Kiwis now to keep them out. They must keep Great Britain out here.
So once again, a pressure situation for the Kiwis. Gone off the boil just a little again. Waddell, Shelford straight over the top. This is where they've really got a hole. Great Britain with sustained pressure just a few metres out from their line. Ward plays it. Gregory delaying the pass, trying to put Powell through. Plenty of tacklers there.
Good defence by New Zealand there. Looked as though he dropped the ball in the tackle, but New Zealand really getting across in droves.
So Vic Stone ruling a knock on. Hard to see from here, but obviously he did drop the ball and it went forward. Leighton Friend right on his own line now. Diving on the ball as it came out of the scrum. Williams trying to make headway. Great Britain still sustaining the pressure. They really have kept pressure on for a good period now as Mercer tries to run it out. Shelford. Both Ward and Waddell, the 2 props, taking care of Shelford. Peter Brown. The kick through from Wayne Wallace. Ford's there. Nowhere to go, and Freeman's over the top of him quickly. Stevenson. Well held by Hero. Leighton Friend still tackling props. He loves it. So Great Britain coming back again. That's the halfway line. Kiwis trying to force them into errors. The defence holding good. Down there. It's a Kiwi player. Lay on, says the referee. A fire. Just tackled back by Gary Mercer. And most of the British players appealing for a head high. But he's not going to give it to them. So the Kiwis retain possession. Shelford. Bends off one. Let's have a look at it again.
Perfect tackle here by Gary Mercer. Looked as though it was a little bit high, but it was around the shoulder, really.
Mercer. Gary Mercer, and all of a sudden the Kiwis come to life. Shane Hoddle. And he runs out of space as they close in on him.
I can't understand why Great Britain have not been putting the high kicks up in the air and testing Darryl Williams 15-20 yards under the post. That's where a lot of these loose spilliges come.
And the Kiwis with a chance. Beautiful passing. It's very was knocked on.
Gee whiz, that was brilliant play by New Zealand under conditions again.
And look who was at the centre of it again. Gary Freeman. It was some lovely passing there, though.
Good backing up by New Zealand, wasn't it?
And it's amazing that the Kiwis, when they're given a yard, seem to actually be more effective against the Great Britain defence than vice versa. Look at it again.
Yeah, good pass by Dean Bell here, gave to Peter Brown, and that was a beautiful ball by Peter Brown to Gary Freeman, who should be backing up like he is. Look as though he got a little bit lost there, but the pass to Wayne Wallace has just put the ground.
Yeah, Wayne Wallace almost in the tackle as he took it, and you can't blame him for hearing footsteps. So Great Britain ball. Ford looking for space to run. He's just 10 metres out from his line. Freeman the tackler. Ever anxious to get at things. This is Gregory. Sam Stewart.
Yes, I think Ellery Hanley's had to go from the field. Paul Hume, come on. Ellery Hanley got a kick in the face after he played the ball in deep in the New Zealand half. Certainly Great Britain battling against it now with the captain off. 10 minutes to go, 2 points down.
I wonder if the Kiwis will bring on Isini Faumalo as Lachlan runs it back at them. And finally Clayton Friend makes a brilliant cover tackle.
That was a magnificent run, Tony, by this young fullback in conditions like this.
Now the ball goes out. Well, this game has had all sorts of play in it. It's been dull in patches, and it has been tremendously exciting in patches. And Great Britain, with sustained pressure for 7-8 minutes, right up on the New Zealand line, could not break that defence. They tested it every which way, and they just couldn't break it. And now the Kiwis breaking out just a little.
Yes, that was a good run by Paul Lachlan there. He really took on the New Zealand defence because he was shaping up the kick, and he ran very strongly and beat about 2 or 3 tackles.
Not an injury there to Clayton Friend, just mud in his eye. Darryl Williams right up, standing in close to the pack. Freeman waiting. Another of the Kiwi plan moves, didn't work that time. Shelford. Stewart. Adrian Shelford has really accounted for so much work on behalf of Great Britain's defence. He's committed them so often. He really must have tired out at least 3 of them. Tremendous game from Adrian Shelford.
New Zealand have come back very strongly in this game now, certainly, and Britain not really used the advantage of this wind in the second half.
Gregory hauled down by Brown and Graham.
New Zealand's defence really looking tight at the moment. There's no way through for Great Britain. They're trying everything, but the Kiwis are really getting up on them very quickly.
It's amazing how Adrian Shelford really does remind you of Dane Sorensen in a number 10 jersey, doesn't he?
He does. He's having a great game, Adrian, and he's taking the Great Britain front row on.
He has literally taken them on all day. Williams. Out to the 22.
Great Britain have got to keep New Zealand here. They've got to absorb these 5 tackles and then use it. And I would put the up and under in, under the post there, and really test the Kiwis. No full-back wants to catch a ball under his post in this weather.
Shane Hoddle pushed back. That's still the 22-metre line. Shelford. Shane Cooper just not able to hold on to it. Spilling. Fire picks it up and runs it back, and that's the 22-metre line again. So the ground really lost for the Kiwis. The slippery ball costing them. Just under 10 minutes remain in the game, and still this 2-point margin to the Kiwis. What a tight encounter it's been in the second half. Once again, Great Britain, let's see if they can sustain pressure inside the 22 for the Kiwis. Powell almost through. Cooper the tackler. No, Wayne Wallace the tackler.
see what they can do now. It's the last tackle.
Looking for Kevin Ward, looking for the support. Ball bounces round, they've kept it alive. And that's 6. A handover. So now the Kiwis to run it out of there. Kevin Ito. Well, that's a meaner look than we've seen on Kevin Ito's face for a long time. I think he's getting fired up and realising that it's a frustrating circumstance and that to get out of this sustained pressure, they've really got to make a break. Mercer. And wouldn't it be good to see Kevin Ito come alive along with Dean Bell? Just over 5 minutes remain in the game and still that 2-point margin.
That was a very good tackle by David Stevenson there, coming in from the outside, clamping the Kiwis here. And that's a bad kick, Tony. That's a very bad kick. Puts the pressure back on New Zealand. But once again, early on, I couldn't see why Great Britain went through the 6 tackles there. Surely, on that 6th tackle, put the ball up, make it a 50-50 ball, and even if New Zealand get it, you're still under pressure.
Well, it's really not on in a test match to hand over at the end of 6, is it?
Especially in that position, Tony, and inside the 22 like that. But they've won the scrum and the pressure's back on the Kiwis.
So a good battle between the 2 hookers today. Ford, that's the 22-metre line again. A little break for Gregory. Iro has him. And they've lost possession. Loses in the tackle. Freeman's with it. So the Kiwis with another chance now to get out of their 22.
Oh, he's still running strongly, isn't it? Isn't he? You know, 5 minutes to go and he's had a battering of a game and he's still running strongly.
And he's tied up 2 tacklers all day.
And these New Zealand forwards are making a lot of ground now.
It really is the Kiwis' forte, their ability to make substantial ground inside their tackles. Great Britain have prevented them doing it as well as they might have otherwise. Here's Mercer on the wing. A good pass and Freeman's inside, looking around for support. Comes back to Wallace. Wallace looking further. Yes. Dean Bell just couldn't find another runner. But the Kiwis right up now. Freeman's on the ground and injured. Mark Graham keeping the arms free, looking for the men inside and outside him. He had Stewart on one side and Peter Brown on the other.
And that's the 6th tackle. It was unlucky, the Kiwis. They really kept the British under pressure there with some good football. That was brilliant play.
Now, if they can maintain the same kind of pressure as Great Britain have and trap them down here, they're going to be in good shape. And the huge crowd starting to roar, Kiwi, Kiwi. They've been strangely silent for the last 10 or 15 minutes. Only 4 or 5 minutes remain in the match. And this is precisely the time when the Kiwis want Great Britain right at this end, having been camped in their own 22 for so long.
That's right, they still should be putting the ball down to Kiwis' half. I can't understand why they're not.
Leighton Friend finally makes the tackle.
That was a tremendous run from prop forward there, Hugh Waddell. Lots of reserves of energy. It's still anybody's match, this.
Both Waddell and Ward have played so well. Sam Stewart the tackle on that occasion.
Looks like he's ruled a double knock on there. It didn't look as though the Kiwi player knocked it on, but the ball was loose anyway.
Well, the clock is showing a little over 2.5 minutes remaining, and the Kiwis still with that margin that will put them in the World Cup final. A draw would put Great Britain in there. Kiwi possession again.
Bad mistake by Great Britain there, Ray, wasn't it? It was the first tackle, and they couldn't afford to lose that ball.
Cooper inside the 22 now.
The Kiwis really have only got to hold on to this ball for these final 2 minutes and keep Great Britain down here. They've got the vital 2-point lead.
And sure as heck going to give it a run at getting another 4. Friend, Leighton Friend looking around for another runner, but caught. Just a little slow to get that ball away. Cooper goes wide. It's intercepted and knocked on.
Well, my heart, being a good Englishman, was in my mouth there, because if Paul Loughlin had caught that ball, he might have got it to Martin off here, and we could have been a 90-yard sprint. But it's going to take something like that. Just look at this. It's an opportunity. It just doesn't come.
Amazing. The two tall men there. Paul Loughlin for Great Britain and Kevin Edo for New Zealand. There's a fair old tussle going on in the scrum, but it comes New Zealand's way as Darryl Williams is up in the line.
You just have to hold the ball now.
Oh, full time showing on the clock. Mercer. There have been a couple of injury breaks, but I'm sure the Kiwis are just going to hang on here. Adrian Shelford. And we may yet see history made later in the year. If the Kiwis are in the World Cup final against Australia, thoughts are at the moment it'll be played at Eden Park. Mark Graham's through just a metre short of the line.
Yes, he did the right thing there. He could have looked for players, but he just took the tackle.
All the fans desperately waiting to invade the pitch, and yes, it's a try. No, it's not. 5 tackles on the Kiwis, and he was just inches short. Cooper trying to scoop it up off the ground. There's Gregory for Great Britain. The crowd waiting to invade the pitch.
The only chance left now is for Great Britain to get this ball to Martin off here on the wing somehow. And let's see some pace. But we've lost it again.
Great Britain not happy about that. Dean Bell comes up with the ball. There's a dispute. Mick Stone says knocked on. We'll scrum it. He's right. So the fans being asked to get back out of the field of play. They know full time is up on the board. We're in injury time. They're waiting to invade the pitch and to celebrate a great Kiwi victory if they can hang on. The next time the ball goes out is probably going to be the end of the match. Shane Hoddle going back for it. Dives on the ball. Takes the tackle of Gregory. Australia. Hard luck for Great Britain. Certainly it was an even match, and as you said, Ray French, right at the start, luck played a huge part in it, and Great Britain, even though they camped on the Kiwi line well inside their 22 for the best part of 15 minutes, simply couldn't capitalise.
They couldn't capitalise, but they failed to capitalise in the opening 10 minutes. The try that was disallowed to Andy Gregory, well, it was one of those debatable decisions that will be argued about for years to come. And the 3 penalty goals, if one of those had gone over, then it would have been the other way and Great Britain would have been in. But all credit to New Zealand, a tremendous performance here in the mud at Christchurch.
I think they gave them a taste of Kiwi today.
Yes, I think so. It was a great win by New Zealand, and you could see the jubilation on the boys' faces. They know they're in the World Cup final against Australia. They're all really keen to play Australia, and boy, what a game that's going to be.
What a game this man has had, Adrian Shelford. And a nice gesture earlier today, the All Black coach, Alex Wiley, on behalf of the All Black team, sent a telegram to the Kiwis here, saying, give them a taste of Kiwi and all the best of luck. In previous years, the two codes have not been quite that close. It's nice to see that there is a spirit of friendship between them. And what a tremendous performance by both teams today. The luck of the draw was that the Kiwis, in the end, managed to hang on. All credit to their defence. It was a game of defence, and well done.
I think let's give some credit there as well to Great Britain. They've had a long, hard, arduous tour. They've been buffeted by injuries, and to come back and really to keep going like that for 80 minutes in those conditions, it's all credit to their fitness. But it all hinged, didn't it, on that opening spell.
I think, Ray, if you were a coach of either side, you wouldn't be unhappy today, would you?
Well, I think